Hello, my name is Kiana Whitlock, and I'm about to complete a Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology with a minor in Communication. After graduation, I plan on attending graduate school, potentially here at UTSA. I'm planning on getting a master's degree in special education with an emphasis on applied behavior analysis. I currently work as a registered behavior technician that provides behavior therapy for kids with autism. I've been doing this for a little over a year now, and I've definitely learned a lot from the kids that I work with. The first kid I ever had as a therapist was 14 years old, and he loved everything that dealt with transportation and hated all animals. The reason he hated animals so much was because he was actually scared of them, but that's something he would never admit. A long-term goal that we had been working towards was for him to be able to walk into the zoo. We didn't need to stay there for any amount of time. We didn't need to see any animals at all. The goal was just for him to willingly walk in. Then we could walk right back out. To work up to the zoo, one day I took him to the aquarium with a small group of peers and some other technicians. Afterwards, as a reward for going through the whole aquarium, we would get to eat at one of his favorite restaurants and then get ice cream with his friends. He was doing really well throughout the first half of the restaurant. He was doing really well throughout the first half of the aquarium, especially because there was an exhibit with dinosaurs and old fossils, and that he found that really cool, especially because they weren't real live animals at the time. Once we were getting towards the end of the aquarium, there was an area we had to walk through that had really long tanks on either side of the walkway, and they were packed full of fish. They were only about knee to waist height, but the tops of the tanks were open, so I suppose somebody could touch a fish if they wanted. And what made it more overwhelming was that they sort of swarmed and would follow a person if somebody had come up to the tanks or had walked by. So as soon as he saw this, he stopped at the threshold and he started trying to excuse his way out of walking through the room. I told him we had to go through it to get to the end of the aquarium so he can meet his goal and then get his reward. He still kept insisting that he just couldn't go through it. He wouldn't say why, but he said, I just can't go through it. And I said, well, the thing is, we can't get through the aquarium by going backwards. This is the only way we can complete the whole aquarium. So then I asked him if he wanted to hold my hand while we walked through it. This he agreed to. So I held up my hand and he held onto it so tightly, but he didn't try to run or rush me through the room at all. We walked at a nice controlled pace. He held onto my hand extremely tightly, but he didn't panic or anything. So as soon as we got through it, he was so pleased with himself because he felt like that was so much easier than he had made it out to be in his mind. We got through the rest of the aquarium with no issues, and then we had a great rest of the day. So that day, I was a hero to my kid because he truly believed that he could not walk through that room ever. But with my help, he did. He was able to, and it helped him believe in himself a little bit more. When I began working on this assignment, I struggled for a bit to think of a time where I had really been a hero. I have always been working with kids, but there was never any huge event that I could take out. But then I remembered being a hero doesn't have to involve a huge public ordeal, and it doesn't have to be a big life-saving event. It can just be a little act that goes a really long way for someone. So my top 3 goals for this communication class are to understand the theory behind communication concepts, to increase my comfortableness with speaking professionally, and to learn how to apply theory to my own communication skills, both personally and professionally. Thanks.